We're behind the scenes here at the Influencer Blue Room on day 3 of the NIL Summit, joined by Eddie Taylor and Gabby Guenther from University of Cincinnati. Eddie, I'll start with you first. First of all, congratulations on the award
Thank
of the
you.
Best Institutional Program of the Year. Wanted to ask you about the setup and the organization at University of Cincinnati. What makes you all different, and how do you organize the NIL program?
So what makes us different is we're really flexible. We have some baseline criteria. We have 4 phases that each athlete goes through, but every brand's different, every athlete's different. So we remain flexible to add in or take away things as we see fit. But the first phase for Gabby, who's a freshman, is just navigating the influencer app and navigating Teamworks and learning how to use that. Because once you have that, she has her media to post, and then I can teach her about content. So we start with Teamworks and we start with core values and just basic groundwork. And then from there, we can build up.
Well, that's great to hear, and thanks for sharing that insight there, Eddie. And then for Gabby, for you, what has it been like working through that framework that Eddie just described, and what led you to being here at the summit?
Well, coming in as a freshman, I was very quiet. I met Eddie and I was like, oh, hello. He really helped me figure out what my core values were and what brands align with those and how to post content, what to post, how to post authentic content, and then along with my sport content. That's just been a huge thing, just building up my brand brick by brick. And yeah, I feel like I've come out of my shell so much, and I'm so happy to be here.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
And Gabby, with the Influencer app, can you talk about how easy it is to access your content and utilize the platform from an NIL perspective?
It's super easy to just go on there, get my content for my posts and for my videos and stuff like that. And then once I get those deals, just disclosing it is super easy. Just put the name of the brand in, how much, whatever, just press submit.
That's great. That's great to hear. And Eddie, from your perspective as an administrator in the NIL space, having access to the disclosure information for the checks and balances is imperative, and it's going to continue to be. How has it been, the experience using the Influencer Compliance Ledger for you?
I really enjoy having it all in one place. It would be a mess without it. I can only think of the Excel sheet. But the main thing with it is twofold. It helps in recruiting because, then you can look at how it's going, what you need to improve, and then you can, speak on what's previously happened with recruits. But then also, you can encourage your student athletes to compete with themselves. Like Gabby, you're on NIL deal number 6. How about we get to number 7, and we can there's metrics that we can track, and what you can track, you can improve.
That's great. Love the incentive program there. And Eddie, now as the defending champion of the Institutional Program of the Year award, what's next for Cincinnati Athletics for NIL?
I think the main thing that we're going to do is innovate on top of innovation. I like to think about my NIL program as the iPhone. And when the first iPhone came out, it was revolutionary. And now we're on iOS 18. So my job is to close the gap between this, where we are now, and iOS 18, and keep adding features, keep improving battery life, and keep finding ways to just elevate their software and then, bring home more hardware.
That's great. And Gabby, can you please describe for us what it was like coming in as a freshman, finding your first NIL deal, and what that process looked like for you?
So as I said earlier, I was very quiet, and I didn't really think I could get an NIL deal, and I was just looking for one, and I finally got one. It's an apartment complex on campus, and I was just like, wow, this is so cool. Started filming. One of my friends, she took pictures with a professional camera, so that was really cool just to get into the NIL space and feel like I was part of this community. So,
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing. Thanks for the time, both of you. Congrats again on the award, and it's great to see you. We'll see you here again next year.
Yeah.
Sounds good.